Okay. Hello everyone. This is Ramajanailu, Assistant Professor in the Department of CSC, Gitanjali College of Engineering and Technology. And in this lecture, we are discussing about DTD in XML. XML is a markup language used to store the data and transport the data within a web. Okay. Why DTDs are used in XML? So whenever you are creating an XML document, this document must be well formed. What do you mean by well formed XML document? So if it follows, XML document follows the syntax rules, then we can say it is a well formed XML document. So what are the syntax rules of XML document? The first one is all the tags are case sensitive. All tags are case sensitive. So lowercase and uppercase both will be different. Okay. And every XML document has only one root element. Okay. And every opening tag must have a closing tag. But in XML, in HTML, there is not mandatory that every opening tag have a closing tag. But here, every opening tag must have closing tag. And fourth one is all the tags in XML document must be properly nested. So what do you mean by properly nested? The last opening tag should be closed first. And the next one, attributes. So attribute values must be quoted. Either you can use single quotes or double quotes. Okay. So these are the syntax rules of XML document. If XML document follows these syntax rules, we can say it is well-formed XML document. Okay. And I will write a simple example for a simple XML document. And if you want to check whether this XML document is well-formed or not, or valid or not, we need to install XML Copy Editor software. XML Copy Editor. Let's see here. I'm first checking whether it is there or not. Here, XML Copy Editor is not installed in my system. So I already downloaded in my system. Let me open it. And installation process is very easy. XML Copy Editor, this is the software I'm using. Just double click it. Install for all the users. Okay. Yes. I accept the agreement and click on next. Click on next, 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 and install. Okay. So it is installed successfully. Won't take that much of time. Okay. Just I opened XML Copy Editor. If you want to open from the Windows, just go to Windows and simply type XML Copy Editor. This is a software. Okay. This is the XML Copy Editor. Well, you can also increase the font. Okay. Go to the file and click on New. Control N also you can use. So various options are visible here. First one, XML document. Just you can check this XML document, and if you want to create a DTD, here we have another extension for DTD. Oh my God. Let me check. Here DTD is there, and you can also create XSD file with the extension .xsd, that is XML schema. Okay, first create XML document for storing the student information. Okay, you can. Okay. Okay. So by default, you may get this page, and just increase the font. control and you can up mouse. So this is prologue of XML document. This is optional statement. Okay, XML prologue starts from less than question mark followed by XML, and two important attributes. You can just use it. Version 1.0, and encoding it is UTF-8, Unicode text format 8. Okay. And here I already told you the syntax rules. Okay. It has only one root element. Let me create one root element for this document. That is, class is a root element. It consists of students. Let's say here one student information I want to store. Okay. Student has some features. These features are represented by using elements only. So first one is ID of the student. Let me write here, it is 501. And next one, name of the student. You can write name, any name. And age. So let's say here age is 25. And gender, it is male. Okay. So this is one student information. See here in this document, only one root element is there. All the tags are case sensitive. It means suppose if I open ID attribute with the lowercase, and when you are closing the ID element with uppercase, let's see what will happen. Save this document. You can save this document anywhere. Let me save here simple XML codes. In this folder, student.xml. This is the extension we use to save XML document. XML. Okay, right. Here, these are two tick marks. One is used for check whether it is well formed or not, and another one is for whether it is valid XML document or not. Okay, so we can find the error here. You can easily observe error at line number 4, column number 14. Mismatch tag means here you opened ID attribute and you did not close it properly because all XML tags are case sensitive. Okay, then save it again. So just I stored only one student information. If you want to store another student information, let me copy and paste it, or else you can also write it separately here. So another student, let's say its ID is 502 and name of the student is some value, and age also like 21, and gender, let me change it as female. Okay. So here only one root element name is class. It consists of two students. It consists of two students information. Okay. You can store any number of students information. Let's check whether it is well formed or not, because if it follows all the syntax rules, okay, we can say it is well formed XML document. So just click on this one. You can get the output here. It is a student.xml is well formed. Okay. So first thing is completed. We have created one XML document, and this XML document is follows the syntax rules. If it follows the syntax rules, then we can say it is well formed XML document. Okay. So this is well formed XML document. But that is not enough. Whenever you are giving the data here, you are giving the data, and this data must be validated. And also, whatever the tags you are writing under one more tag, we need to define these tags clearly. So that is the reason we are going to use DTDs. DTD stands for document type definition. So why we are using DTDs in XML? To describe the structure of XML document and also validate the legal building blocks of XML document. So DTDs are used for defining the structure of XML document, how the structure of XML document looks like, as well as it also defines the legal elements. Means legal building blocks are nothing but legal elements, attributes, and also entities. Okay. Right. So now how do we define the elements in DTD? So the legal building blocks in DTD are elements, attributes, and entities. We will discuss only attributes and elements. Okay. So generally, legal building blocks are elements, attributes, entities, and it has mainly five uh, key elements or legal building blocks for DTD. Another one is PC data as well as C data. Okay, these are the building blocks of XML documents. Element is nothing but a tag. Attributes are just like it provides extra information to the elements. And the entities are special characters. Those are having special meaning in HTML or in XML. And PC data, a parsed character data. It is a text that will be parsed by the XML parser. And again, C data is a character data which is not parsed by the XML parser. Okay. Then how to declare the elements in DTD? It is very simple way. We are going to use a keyword element. Element followed by element name. And also you need to specify the category. Okay. And then close it. Okay. Element, this category here, element may contain other elements. Elements may contain data. Elements may contain empty data. Elements may contain parsed character data. Okay. So now here I will explain you DTD for this XML document. We give an XML document. So here a root element is a class. It consists of two students information, minimum of one, and class is a element that contains student. Again, student is an element that contains ID, name, age, and gender, right? So here ID is an element that consists of data. We can represent it as a PC data. Okay. Right. Now here create a DTD file. So here we are using just only the elements. We can also use the attributes. That part I will show you after this, right? Here just a structure is given to this element followed by root. Here my root element is class. And here root element class consists of student element. Here student more than one. That is the reason student tags we used more than one. Here two student tags are used. So that is the reason we are going to use one quantifier. Plus indicates one or more. Plus indicates one or more. Class is an element that consists of students. Here two students. Again, I'm going to define the student here. Student consists of four elements. So element consists of other elements. So first one is ID, then name, age, and gender. Again, ID is an element. We need to define that element also. Element name is ID, and you are storing the data in ID element. So we can use PC data. Element contains content. Okay. And in the same way, we have to create element for name, age, and gender. So maintain the spaces here. Name space PC data, age space PC data, and also gender space PC data. Now save this one here. You can write it is student DTD dot DTD. Student DTD dot DTD. Okay. Right. So you cannot able to check this document is well formed. Okay, this is not an XML document. This is a DTD document. Okay, you cannot able to check whether it is well formed or not. It is not correct way to check whether it is well formed or not. Okay, don't check DTD is well formed or valid. Okay, next thing is here. This is an external DTD. Writing the DTD in separate file and save with DTD.DTD. Now we have to include this DTD in our XML file. So how do we include DTD in our XML file? The first statement is we have to use doc type keyword. Doc type specifies that we are using a DTD. Okay, doc type followed by root element. Root element in XML document. What is the root element in XML document? Here it is class. Class is a root element in XML document. Okay, and followed by, and this DTD is stored in our local system. That is the reason we are going to use a keyword called system keyword. If you store your DTD in public domain, you can use a keyword called public. And what is the name of the DTD? That is the fourth parameter. Yeah, student DTD dot DTD. Right. So this is the way we can include it. Okay. Yeah. Let's save it again. Let's check whether it is taking or not. Just check it here. Check now whether it is well formed or not. So we can get it is a well formed XML document. Output is displayed here. Now we need to check this document, this XML document is valid or not. So we are getting an error at line number 16, column number 9, element student is not allowed for content model student, because here we have written only one student information. Just that is the reason, just use quantifier, because we are writing two students information in this XML document. Okay, if you are simply specifying class of student, it means here only one student we are writing inside the class, but we have written two students information. Let's save this again, check it, it is well formed, and check whether it is valid or not. Okay, we are getting the output as valid, right? So this is the output of our program. Okay, because we are including the DTD, we are including the DTD, and that DTD is validate our XML file. Hope you understand. Now you ask me any queries over there. Any queries? Shall I continue? Okay, right. Then how do you create the attributes? Yeah. Let's say here this is an XML document. In this document, uh, one attribute I am taking, that is department. Let's say here department equals to CSC, and this is an attribute department equals to, let's say here it is ECA, and it might be 401 like this. Okay. Now just check it whether this is well formed document or not, because it is following all the syntax rules. So we can say it is well formed XML document. Now we are going to check whether it is valid XML document or not. So it's showing an error, says that error line number 4, column number 23. This is the column number. Department is not declared for the element student. It means we have defined all the elements, but attribute is there. That attribute we did not define in a DTD file. So now
Excuse me, sir. Your screen
define
is not
this attribute. Sorry.
your screen is not being shared, sir.
Okay. Is it visible now? Okay, right. See here, we are getting an error because just I added one attribute to the student tag, student element, and when I compile this one means checking whether it is well formed or not, it is well formed. But when I'm validating this document, we are getting an error says that the department is not declared for the element student. Okay, now in DTD file, we need to define the attribute. That is an attribute. Attributes are defined by using ATT list. ATT list. It has totally four parameters. Okay, ATT list keyword is having four parameters. The first one is element name. The first one is element name. So for which element we are writing attribute here? For which element we are writing the attribute? For the student element, right? So student element. And the next one is attribute name. Okay. What is the name of the attribute here? It is name of the attribute is department, right? Simply I can use keyword DEPT. And next one, attribute type. Attribute type. Okay, we have different attribute types here. Just I'm using C data because character data I'm using, and we have ID, ID reference, NM token. So many values are there. So many types, we can say attribute types are there. So because here just I'm using a department as a department name, so better we can use C data, character data. And finally, attribute specifier, whether it is mandatory or optional. Okay. So if you write mandatory, then we can use required. This attribute must be right in our document. This attribute we must be right in our document. Okay. Right. Let's save this document and go to here, save it again, check it well formed, and it is valid. Okay. Right. We got valid for this one. Hope you can able to see the output at the bottom of this one. Okay. And for another student, let's say here I'm adding one more student, and for that students, I don't want to write the attribute. Okay. And the department is triple E, and it is let's say 201, and it is triple C. Okay. Let's save this document, check whether it is well formed. It is well formed, and check whether it is valid. Yes, it is valid. But here I don't want to mention the department for the third student. Okay, let's remove this, Control X, and save it. Then check compile. If well formed, yes, it is well formed. Then check whether it is valid or not here. Line number 16, column number 13, missing required attribute is a department. Okay, because we are specifying that it is required. So if it is an optional, we can use implied. Okay, let's try implied attribute. Okay, okay, then save it again. Then check whether it is well formed. Yes, and check whether it is valid. Yes, it is valid. How it is valid for the first student department is optional. We are providing it. Okay, we are providing it. So no need worry about it. For the second also we are providing, and the third one there is no department. It is an optional, so that no need to write that department attribute for this. So hope it is clear how to execute uh, XML documents in XML copy editor. First, we need to create XML file and check whether it is well formed or not. And then DTDs are used to define the structure of XML document, as well as define the legal building blocks definition here, defining elements, defining attributes and entities. Like that, we are going to define it. Okay, right. So the next topic is XSD. 1 minute.